Let's go from bacterial vaginosis. Oh my god, hey, welcome back to my kingdom of stagey isolation. It has been another week in lockdown, but a very exciting one for all of the UK musical theatre nerds because the cast recording of the UK production of Amélie has finally dropped. This is a show that started on Broadway, came over to the West End in a very different production. It's very rare that this happens, that the premiere production in the UK be a substantially changed revival. It was an actor-musician production, and I believe it's the first cast recording of an actor-musician show to be recorded in that way. They did it in a day. They recorded this in a day. That's mind-boggling if you don't know. But I'm really excited to listen to this cast recording again for the first time since I saw the show. Let's have a listen. Sorry, I put my headphones on and Memphis just started playing really loudly. No Montego Glover. Starting with The Flight of the Blue Fly.
It passes a fruit stand and lands on the fig as the new one is taking a bite.
Immediately, this is so much more French than the Broadway production. I love this chorus with the That, I love that. It's building for something.
Is that fly actually smiling?
Can we analyse that for a second?
Oh, everyone is falling.
Yes!
The fly comes in.
Oh, this is so great. Just exploded into folk, I love it. Oh, the instrumentation is just gorgeous. These arrangements are outstanding. I love that as an opening number so much more. I think the Broadway production has a very sort of soft opening, and that's an explosion of opening music. And it lays the foundations for all of the characters we're going to meet later in the show and all of their stories, which is what this show's all about, is all of the interconnectedness of all of these people with their random lives.
September 3rd, 1975, at 6:28 p.m. and 32 seconds, a blue bottle fly capable of 14,000...
I love the French accent. I think it's gorgeous, but it sounds exhausting.
Raphael Poulain likes giving salutes in his army doctor uniform.
Amandine Poulain likes the flavor of snaps as a nervous twitch.
Listen to how these characters are being characterised using this music. This is actor-musician being used at its absolute best. Okie dokie, the next song is called The Sound of Going Round in Circles. If I'm not mistaken, this was in an earlier version of the show, cut for Broadway, originally in the US production, and then it got cut, and now it's back. So it went round in a circle. And we meet her current counterparts in her new life. Oh, the dynamics.
Suzanne used to work in a circus before she bought the two windmills cafe.
I love this playful melody rhythm. So jazzy, so folky. It's like a little bit 20s.
One day flew off with his receptionist, and
That was so many words to fit in a line. Yes, strings. Yes, violin. That was a terrible idea. I got stuck.
And that's the only way to tell the time inside the two windmills cafe.
This show has a strange obsession with telling the time.
Her neighbors all like her, but
This is very similar to how this song was on Broadway, just slightly more sorrowful. Some lyric changes.
nothing's changed.
It's framed so differently because of that line that keeps coming back and nothing's changed. On Broadway it was just like, this is what she does, her life is quirky.
Nothing's changed.
And this one, it hits so different.
How many couples in Paris are having an orgasm right at this moment?
Can I say orgasm on YouTube? I've said it twice.
15.
Is that 15 individuals or 15 couples? I've always wondered that. Next up is When the Booth Goes Bright. This is coming much earlier than it does in the US cast recording. And this song, I know, has been changed drastically. This is Chris Jarrett.
When the booth goes bright in the blinding light.
So much emptier than the
Flash
original.
tries to find
So
you.
free.
When the booth goes bright.
This is new. This is very new. Oh. So on Broadway it was just like a sad waltz. Now it slaps. This feels like the club remix of the Broadway version.
Behind every piece becomes another clue.
It makes such expressive use of dynamics, and that sudden silence hits me every time. Oh, that's so good. I don't dislike the Broadway version, but it's such a different kind of a song. Makes you wait for it.
A tiny hole, a metal box, a pocket knife, a chocolate
The
bar,
build.
a treasure waiting to be found. I am Howard Carter stepping into Tutankhamun's tomb. A treasure chest that a small boy had hidden 40
A
years
small
ago.
boy.
If not,
Tough luck.
I love how the script in this one is so much more just like, eh. It has such a distinctly more European sensibility to be like, eh. Next up is The Girl with the Glass. From what I remember, there's a high note in this that shooks me. Shakes me? What is shook in the present tense?
I suffer from a rare bone disease.
This guy was socially distancing before it was cool.
Amélie Poulain.
She should be more concerned that he knows her name. Never explained.
But in the end, it always comes down to her.
And then the chaotic rhythms of that preamble come into this lovely little 3/4.
And they deliberately change expression behind my back.
It's at this point she should leave because this guy's clearly nuts.
Maybe this whole soiree is a party she's thrown.
The word soiree there makes me so happy, I don't know why.
As if she's looking out.
Oh, Dufayel is giving me vocals. Yes, Julian Dufayel. Julian Dufayel said old men can belt too. That was Johnson Willis.
Slowly crack the treasure open.
I love this melody.
Unlock the box.
I'm 7 in the schoolyard.
Unlock
The vibrato on Schoolyard. I'm obsessed with Amélie just singing Unlock the Box over and over again. It's like he's having a full flashback and she's like, please unlock the box. This is one of the few songs that sounded very French originally.
sweet lemon ices.
How does he know? He's blind. Can he smell them?
I can stay
What
a
are
little
sweet lemon ices?
The cat in a hallway. And there goes a hat
Where's it go?
thrown in the air.
Thrown in the air. There you go.
See everything clear now.
Next up is a song called Goodbye Amélie. And at Princess Diana's funeral, Elton John famously rewrote the lyrics to Candle in the Wind and performed it. And so this is a dream in which Elton John is singing for Amélie at her funeral.
Amélie, I give you your wings.
Wangs.
Fly so free.
I was like, did they change the lyric? No. It's still wings, it's just wangs. This would be me in an actor musician show playing the egg.
That means thank you. We're an ocean.
I love that bit. There's very little consideration in the American version that Elton John is English, but sings like an American. So when he did that live in the show, it was so funny.
Shine on me. You're like 1,000 samples with a rose.
Love it.
Built wells in Milan with her bare hands. Goodbye, Amélie Poulain.
I love this. Yes! Yes, Kayla McCarthy! Oh, I love that so much. Oh, it's like they took that and they said, now we want it to be the same song, but make it an end of Act 1 number. Very solemn. Given us string chords.
I fixed that sink with a leap.
Again, it's the same song as Broadway, but made so much less whimsical and more just serious and heavy.
Once I went away for a weekend.
Great.
A neighbor painted him like a smurf.
I love that lyric. The song is more or less exactly the same song from the Broadway version, but orchestrated differently. There's actually a seriousness to it because he doesn't want to leave his wife's ashes in the Gnome. We can all relate. I'm just realising, is Three Figs not on this cast recording? Next up is a song called Sister's Pickle. Some context, she's in a sex shop dressed as a nun. Again, relatable.
Whatever the seasons are.
Oh, so frantic. Cacophonous.
And shake this habit
The instrumentation really conveys the panic, like it's just crazed.
I'm in the book, so I will hold him till tomorrow.
Now that was a pre-prise of the melody for Times Are Hard for Dreamers. We haven't even got to that yet. So they're reprising a melody we haven't heard, hence pre-prise.
But whenever the boat gets halfway there, there is always halfway more.
See, that's the point at which it loses me logically. Quarter.
And half of that,
Eighth.
and on and on.
16th, 32nd, 64th. Ah. I have a feeling this is why she's the way she is now as an adult. Inaccurate mathematical education. This version is much angstier than the Broadway one. Philippa Sue was pretty chill with the whole situation. Audrey's not having it. Lovely harmony. Again, as lovely as the song is, that is not how fractions work. So the next song we need to listen to is called There's No Place Like Gnome. And if you haven't heard this song before, you are welcome for the gift you are about to receive. She abducts the gnome from her father's backyard and sends it via her stewardess friend on a fictitious tour around the world. And the way it's been musicalised is so clever and gives way to some of the best lyric writing in musical theatre. I'm so excited.
Greetings from the Great Wall of China.
Here's another from the US.
His voice is so much gnomier in this one. Ah, it's so gnomey.
Rio de Janeiro's Brazilian.
It's the greatest line ever.
Are you one of Santa's elves? I say, Ma'am, I am a gnome.
I just want him back before these feelings made me feel.
Damn. Next up, finally, is Times Are Hard for Dreamers. I was losing my mind in the theatre waiting for this song to happen. I was like, we haven't had Times Are Hard for Dreamers. It's the best song in the show. It's the standalone chat. It's the I Want song. We've got to Act 2. I don't know what she wants. Why do I don't know what she wants?
Inside the train, out through the glass.
Again, so punchy.
Finger tracing
These orchestrations.
I see my past.
Dynamics, I love it.
And suddenly I hold the key.
The lyrics have been cleverly adapted. So it used to be about her moving to the city, and now it's about her, like, rediscovering the city with new eyes.
Everything I never need is here. This is how my world gets made.
I still think it should be in the first act, but I cannot be mad at this song.
September 28, 1997.
What did I tell you? They're obsessed with dates and times. That also got waltzified from the Broadway version. They were like, how can we make it sound more French? And they're like, just waltz it. Just waltz everything.
There sits a great cathedral.
This has such a different intensity. There's no reason this song should be sinister, but it's cluing us in to her state of mind at this point and the anxieties that she has. It's musicalized anxiety. That's so clever. Like the pace and the tempo. You can feel the stress of it all. Props to that pianist. What was that? Oh my god. This is so much faster than I was expecting this to be. I love this lyric.
Here comes crew that's run away.
That is relatable. And the next song is the late Nino Quincampoix. Quincampoix. Everyone's obsession with being able to tell the time really comes to a head.
It's exactly 2 p.m.
No sign of Nino. Nino's halfway across the railroad tracks. The instant that the train impacts and
It does have this whole metronome vibe.
oh,
Oh, I love those chords though.
How to tell time.
What did I tell you? This show should be called Amélie or How to Tell Time. The next song is my favourite. Now, it's weird that this is my favourite. I'm strangely obsessed with this. There was a period where every time I'd get on a tube in London, this is the only song I would listen to for some reason. It's called A Better Haircut. It's like the French cell block tango.
Then drop me for the tattooed lady.
Listen, it happens.
She broke a leg in 7 places. Watch the tattooed lady.
I love that Andrew's sister's harmonies.
Love is just another diagnosis. Like bacterial vaginosis.
That is a hell of an analogy. Didn't I tell you it's weird that this is my favourite song? Very different feel to the Broadway one. Broadway's much beltier.
I don't even know
It's literally written all on the front of the building. It's on all the programs. It's on all the merchandising. Amélie. And then just when you're like, oh, sad, the song is over. It's like a 50s soap commercial. Ah! Joyous! I love that chord much more than the Broadway one. That's a jubilant chord. Broadway was like, jazzy, and this one's like, yay! Next up is Stay. This is the duet for social distancing, I'm telling you.
Where you are, don't come too close and we are back again, frozen in
It's such a different kind of duet. It's such a lovely duet for the romantically aloof and awkward. There's so many Broadway I Love You Too songs. This is much more complicated than that.
I like you right there. I like
Can you feel it building?
Stay where you are, safe in a frame. Try to
I love the abruptness of some of these vocal lines. Oh, the cut-offs. So emotive. I love his harmony there, it's so good. With the chorus vocals as well. Something to sing at people while you are shopping in Tesco and they are disregarding basic social distancing rules.
I don't know what's gonna happen when we go from
Beautifully sung. Oh, both of their voices are so expressive and so emotive. They're such good actors.
There's more to life than we can see.
No harmonies.
Will there be trouble?
Unified. They're finally on the same page after 2 hours of confusion.
And there's nothing that we can do.
just pull the curtain tight.
They've stretched this metaphor about having passport photos taken as a representation of love a real long way.
From
Oh, it's so much about the instruments. As glorious as the vocals are in this cast recording, this is about the instruments and how well the instrumentation is used to convey the story and to convey mood and emotion. And this is such a beautiful example of actor-musician work that I'm so glad this is the first actor-musician cast recording to be recorded in this way. And I'm sad because I've run out of cast recording. Please go and listen to the Amélie West End original cast recording for yourselves. If this production ever makes it back to a London stage, please go and see it. It's glorious. Please let me know in the comments below if there are any other cast recordings you would like me to listen to. If you enjoyed this video, make sure you're subscribed to my channel for more stagey content coming very soon. Make sure you are keeping safe and have a stagey day.